So much of my life is filled with
Absolutely.
contradicting. What does that say? So I'm thinking about, I say that I want to be in a committed relationship, but then what I do is work all the time and want to work all the time and choose work all the time. So what does that mean?
What does that mean?
You can tell me. I don't care. I'm not going to cry.
It is. Look, you're not alone. All of us are, and it's not on one topic. It's on every topic. Okay. So there are, as I always talk about, there are 3 compartments in our brains. Okay. One compartment is what I call compartment 1, which are things that are true and we know are true. Okay. The other is compartment 3, which are things that are not true and we know they're not true. Okay? And the majority of what's happening inside us is what I call compartment 2, which are things that are undecided. We either don't know them, or we know that they're not aligned, but we can live with them for now. We don't prioritize them. What matters is not solving them. What matters is marking them as compartment 2. If you mark them as compartment 2 in your head, you go like, okay, hold on. This topic is unresolved. It's not within my priority today, but I need to come back to that topic. Just like my choice of relationships, right? It takes a long time and a lot of experimenting after my separation with my wife to try and get to a point where I actually know that I'm going to put in the time and investigate where I am in life. Throughout that time, I acknowledge to myself and I say, this is compartment 2. I don't know what I want. I don't, right? And the point is, so many of those exist. If you live assuming that it's compartment 1, you're completely messed up, right? Because your actions are not matching your feelings, and your feelings are not matching your thoughts. Okay, you're not complete. You're not full. You're not settled. That idea of equilibrium. Most people, the easiest way to imagine it visually is to imagine a pendulum, right? If your life is in equilibrium, it's in total balance, that total balance is the point at which minimal effort is needed to live. If you're in balance, you're not struggling. Okay, just like the pendulum. The pendulum, when it's at its equilibrium point, you literally need 0 force to keep it in the equilibrium point forever. You don't have to apply any force to it. You want to push it a little bit to the right, you have to apply a force and keep that force for as long as you want it to stay within that place. And that's what we do with our lives all the time. That our nature, our balance, our equilibrium is not exactly how we're living. And so we're constantly applying effort. We're constantly trying to be in a place that is not our natural place to be. We want to be there, so we apply the effort. Is there anything wrong with that? Absolutely not, because life is cyclical, okay? And life is all compromises, as we started. But the trick is to say, when I am in that place, I am aware that this place is not my natural tendency, and I am okay with that, because that place gives me A, B, and C. There is a utility to that place. At the same time, I want to tell myself openly that I'm heading from that place to that point of equilibrium. That could be by saying, in the next 7 years, I'm not going to do anything about it, but in 7 years' time, I'm going to start to head in that equilibrium. Or you could say, I'm going to take a step every day for the next 7 years, whichever way you want. Or you can also tell yourself, I don't care. I know it's not my equilibrium, but I'm going to do it anyway because that's what I believe in. I think that's very much the state I'm in. Okay? If you ask me, I'd like to be in, 50% of the year doing absolutely nothing, okay, with someone I absolutely love, with a very simple life, but that's not my life every day. And I know that to be true, and I will do it for a while to go, because I have assigned myself something that I believe requires that effort, okay? The other thing that humans do, most of us, is we leave a lot of pendulums out of equilibrium. So it's actually quite easy to tell yourself, look, my number one pendulum is my work. Okay, I'm going to put that in equilibrium. Then my second, pendulum in importance is relationship, or reverse them if you want. The third is my impact. The fourth is my friendships. The fifth is my health, and so on. And then the game is, if you want your work to actually benefit, put the others in equilibrium. Okay, or acknowledge to yourself that they're not, but don't complain about it. Don't feel bad about it. Okay, and if you do that, you manage to then Simply focus yourself on the one that is your most priority, and then life is in an interesting way linear that way. In physics, it's basically, it's instead of the parallel processing of trying to fix all of them at the same time, you're simply saying, I'm going to process them in series. I'm going to fix this work element pendulum first. And when it's done, I'll fix the next one. And then when it's done, I'll fix the next one. And it's a constant journey. So you're not alone. I'm exactly like you. Constantly searching and constantly reflecting and investigating and finding that equilibrium.